It's only going to get me killed or injured. Remain calm and call it over the radio so we can get police on their way as soon as possible. And Shook was asked if Jesus Campos saved his life. He said, yes. My whole family and I, we all appreciate him. At first, when the first shooting started, I was kind of frozen for a second, and he yelled at me, take cover, take cover. If he yelled a second too late, I would have been shot, so I owe him my life. Shook on if he was still on the floor when police arrived. He said, I was still there, yes. We were kind of directing them. Like, it's this hallway, at the end of the hallway. Me and Jesus, we never saw the door open, so we thought he was shooting from the peephole in the door. We were just telling police that, and then my supervisor was there. He handed me his master keys, and I ran down and shut off all the guest elevators and stopped guests on the basement floor to let them know.
Estimated time in traffic, 9 minutes.
Then I made my way back up to the 32nd floor to give him his keys so he could give them to the police so they could use them. Immediately after the shooting, Brianna Hendricks told local news in Las Vegas that a short Hispanic woman was escorted out of the concert 45 minutes before the shooting. She had been messing with a lady in front of her and telling her she was going to die, that we were all going to die. They escorted her out to make her stop messing around with all the other people, but none of us knew it was going to be serious. Contemporary Services Corporation was handling security for the event, and Chairman/CEO Damon Zumwalt quickly told media outlets that this was a false report. Brianna Hendricks on October 3rd, 2017. When it first happened, and it was reported that there were 3 shooters surrounding the area, I believed that this lady was telling us that there was going to be a shooting, but after finding out that there was only a single shooter, it's harder to believe that she would have known. So I don't believe now, looking at it, that she was telling us that there was going to be a shooting. I think it was just a statement that maybe she felt like she needed to throw out there because this lady would not let her into the front of the concert. Brianna Hendricks, October 3rd, 2017. At first she said, you're going to die. Then she said, they're surrounding us. We're all going to die. She kept saying that her boyfriend couldn't breathe. He can't breathe. I need to get to the front. And whenever you looked at the boyfriend, he was back there drinking his beer. So it's hard to think that there was actually a problem going on. Brianna's mother, Sean Hendricks. I really feel that that was more of a personal type thing going on with some of the people that were in front of us. I overheard one of the males in the front. He turned around to another male who was behind him, and they were saying that they had said something about, they're all around us, and we're all going to die, or something to that effect. We're all going to die, or we're dead, or something like that. But I think it was more centered just on that group of people. It seemed like she was more focused on another girl that was up a little bit farther, and that she was really messing with her, and the other people were kind of trying to keep her away from her, so that's why I thought it was more of a personal type thing. According to Snopes, Zumwalt told had heard no report of any information relative to your story, and referred us to MGM Resorts International, which owns and operates the Mandalay Bay Hotel and contracted CSC to provide security at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. So, it's Vegas. There are crazy people around. You're gonna die. You're gonna get you. You're dead. You know, I mean, it in some universe may be related to the shooting. I don't think so, but certainly is a creepy coincidence. No question. But again, it's Vegas. Okay, so Kimberly Sacamel. This has raised a fair amount of controversy, and I'll give you some of the facts here. So, despite not being injured in the mass shooting, 28-year-old Route 91 Harvest Festival attendee Kimberly Sacamel passed away on October 9, 2017, sparking significant online speculation due to her earlier online posts suggesting multiple shooters were involved. So, Kimberly Sacamel on October 5th, 2017. I kept looking back, expecting to see the gunman, and I say men because there was more than one person. There was more than one gun firing, 100% more than one. As we were running, we kept changing direction because it felt like no matter what direction we took, we were being followed. There are multiple people stating that there was a lady towards the beginning of the evening who had made her way up to the stage warning people that we were all going to die. Her and her boyfriend were escorted off the premises. Why has she not been mentioned by authorities? Every single survivor I have talked to also remembers multiple shooters, and at least one from the ground. Why aren't we being taken more seriously? Tons of things don't add up. According to Seacoast Online, Sacamel, who was taking medication for a pituitary tumor, shared her fear of trying to fall asleep at night as the sounds of gunfire became louder in her head and the images of broken and bloody bodies flashed through her mind. According to her grandmother, Julie Norton, Kimberly had epilepsy, always been prone to seizures. Stress from the shooting took her life. So again, it's somewhat the law of big numbers, right? I mean, so we got about 22,000 people are gathering for this country music festival. So somebody who's got pre-existing health problems, and not insignificant ones, she's impacted by massive stress. The fact that she died after the mass shooting, it does not follow that something untoward occurred. So odds are that this could have happened. So just wanted to sort of put that out there. So, okay. A couple of thoughts and opinions just to take away. There's a reason why I dig into and do these presentations. First of all, Sheriff Lombardo, sorry dude, this is not your wheelhouse. You are operating above your pay grade. You need to step down. You are not helping. Being belligerent, being confused, being confusing, not taking questions, being offended and being upset when people have legitimate questions about a confusing pieces of contradictory information you're putting forward, that is not healthy. That is not helpful. That is not professional. Somebody else needs to step into those quivering shoes and calm everyone the hell down. Properties being broken into. It's a huge crime. It's a huge crime. One of the biggest crimes not involving Congress that's around. So secure the properties. Who knows who else is out there? Who knows if you had help? All of this is up in the air. God's sakes, secure the properties. I don't even know what to say about that. These are the people who say, oh yeah, you don't need any guns because the police are going to protect you because they're great. Don't be cutting corners on this one at all. See, Most people don't get involved with the police. But when something like this happens, they look at the police and they say, oh, that's the police system. I don't just mean people in America, people around the world are looking at the situation and saying, oh, this is how the American police force operates. I don't think that you're giving taxpayers a huge amount of confidence in the value that they're getting from their coerced money. So, and don't take days between press conferences where you can't seem to get anything right. Don't do that. It matters. People's trust matters. And it's not there. And this is not like, if this was like, I don't know, Deliverance Station, Backwater, Indiana, or something like that, population 92, you got to change the sign when people stop at the town for lunch. Okay, I understand this would not be the creme de la creme. This is Vegas. A lot of policing going on in Vegas, right? A lot of drunken disorderlies. They want to keep the order. They want to keep things safe because it's a big tourist town. A lot of people out at night. A lot of people jacked up on winning and losing and drink. And there's the prostitution. I mean, there's a lot of policing that goes along in Vegas. So this is not some backwater. This isn't like, well, you wouldn't expect anyone competent to not be in that position, so they move somewhere else up there anyway. Here's another point too. This experiment happened in Britain recently. I put all these cameras up, and they don't do a damn thing. They don't do a damn thing. This is, as I mentioned earlier, one of the most heavily surveilled state. This is the kind of surveillance you only get if you hire a Pakistani to manage your IT in Congress. This is a huge amount of surveillance. Cameras everywhere. Recording devices possibly everywhere. And they can't figure out what the hell's going on. This is sort of the NSA idea, right? The NSA says, well, we'll track everything and we'll record everything and that way you'll be kept safe. No, that's an illusion that is handed to you so you don't question your government's third world immigration policies. Don't worry. We'll invite a bunch of people in here. May have high crime rates, but don't worry. We'll then surveil everything and keep everyone safe. Well, all the surveillance, what did it do? Didn't prevent a goddamn thing. It's not helping to catch. If there's anyone else involved, who knows? Nothing is being established. There's all this idea, more and more surveillance going to keep you more. Surveillance goes, nothing was prevented. The source of Stephen Paddock's income remains just a little hazy to me. I mean, just release his win-loss receipts. You got him, just release them. That way people can figure out where his money was coming from. I mean, he paid cash for at least one of his properties. That's unusual, I think. So what are his win-loss receipts? I personally don't believe that if you're making millions off a casino, that they're going to be comping the hell out of you and inviting you back. Like, I get it. There are whales, there are the big gamblers. And if they win a lot of money from the casino wants them back because they know the house always wins in the long run, statistically, right? It's just a numbers game eventually. And what was the source of his income? Because there is, talk out there. This could be potential for money laundering, right? So, of course, what happens? Legitimate, right? So, where was his money coming from? I don't believe he was winning it all at the casino at all, because the house always wins. And his brother reported that Paddock had been doing this for years. It was like his job. Now, the only way that you can reliably win, as far as I understand it, at a casino, is if you're playing some sort of human card game or something like that, and you're a card counter, or you have some fantastic memory for these kinds of things. Where did his money come from? That's important, because there's still so many unanswered questions. Some time back, and okay, well, Paddock did take cruises to the Middle East. Could he have had meetings out there? Could he have met people? Who knows? Will there be any way to find out? It seems unlikely. So, just into that, it's a tiny, tiny little bit of support for what seems to me a very sketchy hypothesis. And so, I leave that for you to sort of mull over. Last couple of points I wanted to make. So the FBI have basically taken over. They're elbowing this guy aside, Lombardo, and they're taking over, which, I guess is going to give people some